These niggas go back like 40 years.
When you hear that you definitely didn't come home, what's the energy? Because I'm going to keep it 100. Yo, Kill, I got to talk to the governor in Jersey.
Yeah, the
Yo, once
mayor.
I speak to the mayor in East Brunswick, I'm coming up.
It was, like I said, you just got to switch the mindset.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it? Or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to get past it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself, I want for my brother.
I appreciate it.
Jim Jones didn't even bother to hide how bitter he was about Max B's eventual release. Jim went online as soon as Max set foot on the streets once more, acting as though it was meaningless to celebrate someone returning home, even referring to Max B as a failure. That's crazy, especially considering how excited Jim was when Mel recently returned home. However, things become even messier. Max B has just arrived for an interview with Mace and Camron. After all these time, Cam bluntly stated that Jim is still afraid of Max B.
Things that I'm saying, but you don't know the slam, like when you got locked up, you don't know the slander that I get. Cam, how the you let it go this way? From the same, like, what the how to go, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, I ain't see the, yo, I ain't see this nigga be playing niggas that got in and out of jail all the time, man. I ain't see this shit was gonna happen. Niggas be ready to take my head off about this shit.
Because you ain't a prophet.
Yeah.
They want you to be a motherfucking prophet.
It's time to dissect what actually happened after the accusation went viral on the internet. Like a spark in dry grass, and people quickly resumed their old tension. Why Jimmy looks anxious and why Max B getting back into the spotlight is shaking things up for him on every angle. Artists like Max Big Gavel are difficult to categorize. The more you learn about him, the more obvious it is that, despite not receiving the widespread recognition he deserved, he influenced a whole wave of New York rap. His impact is still felt today, and everyone is watching him with wide eyes as he walks free once more.
He wasn't Max B. His name was Charlie Rambo. He got out of jail. He come up to me, just word for word. So I'm like, Charlie, what up? When you guys say, yo, Flea, I just came home. I said, y'all say you always just come. He said, yo, Flea, you know how to rap now. Let's get this clicking like Dorothy's heels.
Born and raised in Harlem, Max's true name is Charlie Wingate. He began to gain notoriety as a member of Jim Jones's Bird gang in the early to mid-2000s. Here's what folks should keep in mind, though. Max wasn't just one of the crew's background rappers. At the time, no one else in New York could match his silky, melodic, half-rapping, half-singing approach. His entire wavy sound served as the model for an atmosphere the city didn't even realize it needed. Artists like A$AP Rocky were later hailed for their soft, vibrant, half-sung New York flair. Before the industry ever considered it cool, Max was already pushing that path.
Bitch, her name was Cindy or Mindy, I wasn't sure cause I was too tipsy off the rim, playing big in the paint. Me cream, my dick was the buckle, I was the ATM machine, had the sparkle all in my ear. Below, nibble on the little nipples and blowing on.
I ain't gonna lie, Max B really inspired my whole rapping career too. I feel like, not rapping career, but you see the way I'm making melodies.
Yeah.
He was a big part of that because before I started rapping, I was singing Max B all the time.
Max also lost his mind over the mixtapes. Coke Wave with French Montana, the Public Domain series, and $1 Million Baby. They all became cult favorites. He remained the rapper that other rappers silently studied, attempting to catch the same wave he generated, even in the absence of radio play or media attention. However, in 2006, when he was at his peak, everything changed. Max's career completely changed after he became involved in a robbery case, and everything fell quickly. This is what transpired on September 22, 2006, the day that everything drastically changed. And the headlines were unbelievable to the people on the streets. Gina Conway, Max B's former lover, informed him about Alan J. Plowin, a man she had recently met, and how he was showing off actual money all over the place. Max chose this as his next course of action rather than leaving everything alone, and that choice drove everything into a tailspin. Gina was instructed to accompany him while he instructed his stepbrother, Kelvin Laveau, to carry out the heist. They arrived at Plowden's room at the Fort Lee Holiday Inn when Gina knocked. Giselle Neve, a different woman, answered. Plowing was asleep, according to Giselle. But things quickly got out of control when Kelvin produced a gun and threatened her while Gina applied duct tape to her. They searched the entire room for a bag of money, but nothing turned up. Plowin was so awakened, taped up, and questioned about the money. There was nothing there, he claimed. In order to bring it over, Kelvin made him call David Taylor, his partner. However, Taylor attempted to fight Kelvin as soon as he entered. Tragically, Taylor was shot when the gun went off. While Kelvin seized Taylor's watch, Gina grabbed Giselle's purse and stole $800 from his pockets. All that danger, all that risk, and the entire circumstance over petrol money, a few accessories, and something so little. Clouden reported the incident to hotel staff when they departed. He was literally in the middle of a shuffle with about 30,000 people seated when the police stormed the place. From every perspective, the entire situation was disastrous. When the police discovered what Plowin was doing, his attempt to conceal the money backfired badly and he was charged. Gina didn't hold anything back when she was picked up a few days later. She provided investigators with every detail regarding Max, Kelvin, the plan, and everything else. Max was then detained on a hefty $2 million bond after he and Kelvin were detained and charged with serious crimes. In 2009, Gina accepted a plea deal for armed robbery and manslaughter, agreeing to testify in exchange for a maximum 18-year sentence. In May 2009, Max and Kelvin's trial began on June 9th. They received harsh penalties after being found guilty on 9 of the 11 crimes, including felony murder. Max received a 75-year term, while Kelvin received a life sentence plus an additional 35 years. Gina, Max's ex, received a 15-year sentence the very following day. Later, in an attempt to get relief, Max filed an appeal. However, the court formally rejected it in August 2012, securing that 75-year term. His job and independence appeared to be permanently lost at that point. However, things abruptly changed in 2016, when it was discovered that Max B's initial attorney had a significant conflict of interest. His conviction was reversed. His sentence was lowered to 20 years when his charges were dropped and he entered a guilty plea to aggravated manslaughter. On November 9th, Max was released from prison after serving over 16 years. The music industry was rocked by his release. Max returned home to true love, friends, family, and, of course, French Montana, his longtime partner, who persevered. French even posted a video of himself saying hello to Max just outside the prison gates, and the caption says it all. This cannot be made up. On my birthday, my brother actually returned home.
Up now looking shit, now we gotta sit down. Look at that. Half these niggas broke their kids.
Kids go. Where's daughter? They're gonna talk
The entire internet was buzzing at that moment. However, this brings us to the messy side of things. Jim Jones and Max B's conflict wasn't sudden. Max wasn't only sitting around when he initially got in touch with Bird Gang and Dipset.
Yeah, listen, man. And I listen, I'm first tell you, I missed out and I didn't see it because you was too much of my nigga and I didn't see the vision. And sometimes what it is, not even talking about you, because you turned out to be something else.
You still got me in though.
Oh no,
You did
listen,
everything in your. You was like, look, go see, bro.
Yeah, but listen, we boomerang. We here now. We ain't even gonna get
No,
into
I'm just saying, like that's how.
Right.
Even you acknowledge, like, still, like, damn, I got Jaja, I got this, I got Rail, I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The heavy lifting was being done by him. Max was crafting hooks and lines. And many people claim that he even contributed to hit songs like We Fly High. He was incredibly creative. However, this is the point at which everything broke down. Max said that he never received the proper credit or funding for any of it.
Wait, hold on, man. I get all my money from Dipset.
Yeah, oh, you do?
Everything. Oh, let's get this today. Me, Alan Graham, I get all the Grease. Dame Grease make a lot of money. He gets that. I don't know about you other guys from the beats, but I get all that money.
That's a can beat. That's a can beat. Can might pay them other niggas. Right. Y'all get snuffed. I don't give a fuck wavier than the wavy man. Nigga, I got a better car. I got better songs. I look better. I got more bitches, nigga. I just live better than you, nigga. I'm the best, nigga. You niggas sitting around in the gym.
He believed that someone else was benefiting from his talent while he was being utilized. Jim would stack the checks after he worked hard and contributed to the creation of these enormous tracks, leaving Max with nearly nothing. Even on shows where Jim made a lot of money, Max said he was only paid a few hundred, as if his contribution had no bearing whatsoever. It didn't take long for things to blow up into a full-blown fallout, since that kind of treatment created a lot of bitterness. However, respect was more important in this case than money. Max claimed that despite being responsible for most of the creative magic that made the movement sparkle, Jim never treated him as an equal.
That's kind of how I missed out on Max B. I'm just being straight up honest. And Jim ended up signing him because Jim seen the vision, but because Jim had an outside vision of Max. I grew up with Max, Charlie Rambo, nigga play all day. Nigga throwing piss on the bums, joking all the time. So when he came to me and said he gonna start rapping, I was like, yo, Charlie, stop playing. His exact words was killer. They were like, no, let's get this shit clicking like Dorothy's heels. I said, yo, this nigga play too much, man. So sometimes you got to see the vision, but it's a lot of people that I seen that not necessarily still live in New York. They live outside of New York.
Max eventually left Bird Gang permanently as a result of the growing disrespect. Following the breakup, Max became involved with French Montana, and they began releasing songs that publicly criticized Jim Jones, highlighting who they thought was actually influencing the hits. They thought Jim never wanted people to see the gaps, so they sent out a loud, self-assured wave. Jim, however, asserted that he was merely applying what he had learned from his mentors and that he had no intention of meddling with Max B's finances. However, he omitted a crucial element. It wasn't until Max sued him and the court ordered him to restore his publishing that he gave it back. That said more than any justification he attempted to provide. Camron has also discussed this, and he has consistently supported Max.
And still people who live in New York will be like, Cam, I'm from Harlem. You gotta put me on, da 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 da. And it's like, bro, let me tell you one thing about Harlem. If you good or you hot, they gonna support. Harlem can't wait to branch on to somebody that's good and say, yo, these niggas is hot, or this person hot. Let's move. Let's do it. Not only that, the other bros will pick up. Because you know how many niggas from Queens or Brooklyn?
Jim frequently tries to control others and take credit for tasks that he didn't finish. Cam even intended to sign Max directly, but he took hold of him first since he didn't move fast enough to avoid Jim's intervention. Despite that, Max and Cam are still cool. And as soon as he was outside, Max took a seat, ready to conduct an interview with Korn and Cam. There was absolutely no mention of Jim. The entire discussion revolved around Max's imprisonment, his time in Harlem, and his future plans. Furthermore, even if Max is not worried about Jim right now, it's clear that Jim still has some manners. In a recent interview, he was asked if he could move on from the past. In the past, he didn't hesitate. He said no and refused to elaborate. His expression made it clear. That question immediately touched a nerve. Online users joined the conversation right away. Some comments said things like, Jim still has PTSD from Max, circling the world star back in the day, constantly making fun of him. Some even brought up the hotel situation, describing the context between they were too deep to be disregarded. But then someone else offered a whole different viewpoint, stating, Jim is saying because Max B is not in front of him. There is nothing that would stop them from healing and moving on as brothers should they come into contact.
You know how frustrating it used to be? Watching 100 niggas from Long Island get on. EPMD, Eric B, Rakim, motherfucking Biz Markie. And then you think about Queens, you think about LL Cool J, Tribe Called Quest, Nas, 50 Cent, Run DMC. The list goes on. Brooklyn, shit, Big Daddy Kane, motherfucking fat, all these people. So in Harlem, we used to say like, yo, Harlem got a jinx, man. Harlem got a jinx. I don't think none of us ever getting on because nobody had been on since Dougie Fresh, Rob Bass, or Kumo D. It was a...
There is still love. Jim is in pain. Jim is also offended by Cam. Jim must own that he also harmed Max B. He reacted that manner for that reason. They can proceed, in my opinion. Everyone was reconsidering after hearing such remark. What do you think then? Can these two truly move on? Or are there simply too many scars, too much tension, and too much history for things to ever return to how they were before Max was imprisoned? This tale is far from finished, and the upcoming chapter may be much more bizarre. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the Mike Trip channel if you're enjoying this breakdown. The stories continue because of your support.